Yo, what up guys, Breeze5D here. The fusion for RazelVarg, the rabbit, has finally been launched into the game. You can find this champion in the game right now if you log in the Skinwalker's faction, and you see that he's available to pick up from today being the 13th until 1st May. That's when the fusion will end. So remember, this is an old school fusion. It's not one of those ones you can complete it and save. That's the first disclaimer to put out there, that anybody going for this fusion will make sure that you summon this champion by clicking fuse by this that 1st May. If you don't do it by then, this champion will disappear despite all your effort. I can't mention how many players have made that mistake of thinking he can be saved like this. No, he cannot be saved like these champions. No, he cannot. Make sure you take note of that. Before 1st May, summon all your rares, epics, and finally get him done. That's the first thing to note. Now in this video, I want to take a look at 2 ways you can go about completing this fusion from the fusion calendar that just dropped. I'll tell you the first way to go about it, and then the second way in case you're much of a pet player who has saved enough shot. The first way to go about it is by skipping out on obviously summon rush, at least. Well, which summon rush am I talking about? I'm talking about this one. Is totally skip out on this summon rush, but you end up completing every other event that is coming up right here, from the first day today being dragon all the way to the last day right there being artifact enhancements. So that's the easy way to get it. By doing it this way, you will get this champion. But guess what? You still can't escape summon rush right here being on Friday, because it still requires you to pull some shots to get one of these rare champions right here on this summon rush. So you cannot skip out on this one. You can skip out on this one, but you can definitely not skip this one. Summon rush and champion chase are the ways that most players who can't go for this fusion will find it difficult to do, because it requires you to pull shots. So if you can complete the first summon rush and complete the second champion chase, go ahead with this fusion. If you can't, don't even attempt to this fusion. You can't stop halfway, get some of all your resources spent, and then find out you can't complete it. So before you start today doing dragon, champion training, summon rush and all that, make sure you have enough shards saved up for Thursday or next week. And the best way to complete this champion chase when it starts will be with sacred shards, because it's a 2x on sacred shards on this day when it launches. Right here, this champion chase will be a 2x on sacred shard next week. This is why most players don't want to pull their shards today. But if you don't want to pull your shards to complete summon rush, remember you just need one rare from this summon rush. So you might want to pull your mystery shards, you might want to pull your ancient shards, you want to save your sacred shards for this champion chase on this next week, 2x on secrets. That means you'll get a lot of epic and complete this champion chase easily. Maybe you have some fusions saved up like I do right here. Let me quickly show. I have some fusions saved up from the fragment right here. So this is an easy way for me to complete champion chase on that day, and also pull some sacred shards also to go along with it. So I'm good. I don't know about you if you saved up enough resources. So what about the second method you can use to complete this fusion? Well, the second method requires you to a little bit more be more of a little bit spender. So what am I talking about? You will focus a little bit on this summon rush. So this is your main source of getting an epic champion. So this epic champion, Dilaja, will be available for you to pick up from this summon rush that is launching on Friday. It's a 10x. So if you pull your sacred shards and get this champion, that means you can skip out on four whole events, including the champion chase. So if you spend all your resources tomorrow to get this epic champion, you can skip out on a champion chase. That's assuming you don't have enough resources to go do all the other stuff. I'm talking about energy and gems. Maybe you can skip out on Dungeon Divers 3, which is kind of bad too. Spider is easy. Champion training event, this one is going to be more difficult than this one that just started. I'm looking for one more to skip out on, since we already have an epic champion right here. We could skip out on one more. Ice Golem. Dungeon Divers 2 pairs well with this, so there's no need to skip this one. Dragon pairs well with this Dungeon Divers, so there's no need to skip it. Classic Arena, there's no need. Artifact enhancements for silver, that's another one that most people don't really like to do because you really don't have enough. So maybe that's how you want to go. You go for this summon rush and then you skip out on 4 events you know your resources cannot cover. This is assuming you do have enough sacred shards to complete summon rush to get this epic champion. On Friday, we'll find out how many points will it be to get that summon rush champion and see the 10x that will be announced, if it's even worth going for. If they make it very, very juicy, most players will go for this summon rush and get that epic champion along with some other champions they get. But if they make it a trash one, most players will save all their resources, keep out on this summon rush, and complete all the other events and tournaments. So let me know in the comments how you want to approach this. Do you want to complete every event and tournament out here all the way to the last day and skip out on this one, or do you want to go for this summon rush and then find 4 events along the way to skip? So that's the fusion plan, how you can approach it. Again, this is not a fusion that it's a must do or die affair. No, this is one of those fusion that a lot of players are saying is skippable because of his mechanics. Is seeming like it's gonna be a little bit problematic or very, very niche, used in certain areas. Not a champion that is worth being called a fusion, old school fusion champion. So that's my fusion plan. What else is happening in raid? I see some other information dropping that they did give us from the promo code I shared yesterday. Well, I didn't share the promo code, the video that I shared yesterday, the Viva La Ligue video, that they did give us some 3 epic skill tomes right here. Then if we do well today to get to the last point, I guess we'll get that legendary skill tome. Good luck to all of you. If you want CVC, congratulations. Our clan did win against our fellow clan members. And yeah, I think I just wanted to share this little information about this fusion calendar to see how the community feels about this fusion calendar. Does it seem a little bit difficult, or is it looking a little bit hard than it normally would be? So if I quickly check the events and tournaments that has launched so far, being Dragon and Champion Training. From Dragon, it seems like it's a normal 2,250 points Dragon tournament. So this is normal in terms of the point. 2,750 for the epic skill tome is normal also. No inflation happened here this time around. But what about the Champion Training? 5,150 is also a reasonable amount of points for a rare, I guess, in Champion Training. That makes me think like the Champion Training event will be even more, like maybe 8,000 or more. So this one seems reasonable, I guess. But normally most people will prefer it be at 4,100, so they don't have to go all the way and complete it. But this Champion Training, if you've been doing a little bit of campaign farming, saving some champions to take to 60, 5,150 is a reasonable place to get to, and something that a free-to-play player can achieve with freely obtained energy also. So, but there is one thing I want to take note of, that the Dragon tournament is starting at the same time with the Champion Training tournament. So you don't want to start Dragon today. You want to pair Dragon with Dungeon Divers, right? So you want to wait until Dungeon Divers starts tomorrow, Friday. That's when you want your Dragon to start. So I'll be going into my brews today, doing my Champion Training a little bit. So I want to start this Champion Training farming in campaign and Dragon farming all night when this Dungeon Divers one starts. So there is no need for you to go crazy about trying to win Classic Arena, for no extra fragments available in this one at all. You just have to go in there and do your best to make sure you complete all these events and tournaments the best way you can. And yeah, whether you're going for this fusion or not, you probably be doing this once anyway. So that those players who are saying this is just a trap, this is just a champion that is not worth an old school fusion, I totally understand where you're coming from, and it's better for you to save your shots during a 10x like this, to skip it, and save your shots during a 2x like this and pull for this. So that's how I'm going to be approaching it. I'm going to go for this one where I'm completing everything. I know this is the third line I'm drawing because I feel like I'm stressing this one, complete everything. It's going to be draining, I guess, in terms of your resources, but it will help you develop your account, farm artifacts, farm accessories, upgrade champions. Basically, all these events are made to force you to improve your account while draining all your gems, draining all your silver, draining all your what do you call it, shards at the same time. So I'll be approaching it this way, and I'll skip out on this summon rush because I hate 10x events. Of course, when I'm skipping out on this summon rush for this epic, I'll have to go a little bit with my, I don't even have enough mystery shards, maybe with a few 2 sacred shards or 3 sacred shards, hopefully will get me this summon rush done. All right, let me end it here. If there's any other information that drops during the day, I will still come on and share it, but for now I just wanted to come on here and tell you my fusion plan for this RazelVarg Fusion that just launched. But before we do end this video, I did say I was going to go into these champions and find out if they are worth obtaining in terms of this epic and the rare, if you want any copy of them at all, if they are good to keep or it's not even worth keeping. So if I head over to the fusion and see the rare champion first of all, Margrave on the A1, this champion has continuous heal buff. On the A2, this champion attacks 3 times at random, each hit 50% of placing provoke. We don't want all this in a rare because you provoke and you just end up dying. You can't really keep yourself alive, but you don't have ally protection buff on all allies and increased defense on this champion for 2 turns. A 4-turn cooldown. Still, we don't still have a worthy rare. I was just reading to see whether this is like a cold heart or like a warm maiden or, you know, like a painkeeper. We're looking for such a rare in raid and we're yet to have that, right? Like a renegade. There are rares who are worth mentioning, like an apothecary. I could go on, but that's the end of the list. Like frozen banshee. I know there's lots of rares, but they need to give us a little bit more. So this is not going to go anywhere. This is not worth going for if you want to keep 1 copy of the rare, not even for faction world, because nobody is that poor to use rares in faction world these days. All right, in the epic category, Dilaja, this champion is from the Lizardman faction. On the A1, this champion has hits 2 times. Each hit heals this champion by 2% of their max HP. So this champion will be built in HP, right? Yes, HP based champion. So damage is also based on HP, high HP build right there. Each hit also has a 20% chance booked up to a 30% chance of placing 5% poison debuffs for 2 turns. So this champion is like a poison master, but 30% poison on an A1 is kind of low. If you add some masteries to it, it might be a 35% chance of placing poison on an A1. Still kind of low in my books, but so definitely this A1 is not the way you want to do poison. That's what I'm saying. Let me see if the A2 will make it better. Attacks all enemies has a 75% chance of placing decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. AoE decrease attack is useful. 100% chance of landing this decrease attack when booked. That means this skill will need accuracy to land. And the A3 places 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 1 turn. Continuous heal for 1 turn is good. Also places a shield buff equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. We have another max HP champion who places shield like, what's his face? Brogni, like miscreated monster. So there are a few champions like that you want to build on high HP. Vogot, and then places a shield based on their max HP. So this is gonna be a shielding champion, although shield has kind of fallen off in raid unless you're doing bolster set, which is hard to obtain. The shield set itself, which gives high HP percentage substars on the shield set, you usually don't see it because people just strip it off, except you're going against PvE content, then maybe that can help you. But I've not really seen people using shield as a way of surviving wave content. It's usually controlling the enemies. Except it's against bosses, then shielding does comes into play. That's why Brogni is so awesome right there against most bosses. As he's hitting, you get damage back to the boss and you heal your allies. But this one, 15% continuous heal buff and a shield, 20% of this champion's max HP. That means you want to go to 80k HP, 90k HP, 100k HP on this champion if you can. Squeeze in that crit rate and crit damage just so this champion can do as much damage as maybe miscreated monster can do, although his shield is based on the damage it does, which is crazy. But let's see if the passive can make it better. Has a 30% chance of counter attacking when ally lizard men except this champion are attacked. So if you have other lizard men in the team with this champion, she will counter attack when lizardmen are attacked. It's a low chance booked up to a 50% chance. Why just give her counter attack? What's all this? If you give her counter attack, it should be landing this A1 poison a lot, I guess. That's why. But it's a conditional counter attack that only lizardmen has to be hit when she counter attacks, right? 30% chance of counter when ally lizardmen are attacked. Just give her counter attack so we know. She gets hit, she counter attacks. Everybody else gets hit, she doesn't counter attack. This is too conditional. All right, I wonder if she counts as a lizardman when she gets hit, whether she counter attacks. I don't think so. It's only when others get hit that she counter attacks and then lands more poisons. So will this champion all of a sudden be a poisoner and a healer? Looks like a clan boss worthy champion if you don't have decrease attack, 3-turn decrease attack right there. I mean 3-turn cooldown on a decrease attack, A1 poison. Although these days poisons are dropping off in the clan boss as a way to do ultra nightmare damage. This way people are just going straight to unkillable teams. So this might serve you in the early game for the clan boss, but it's not a champion that you might use in the long run in the clan boss, except you're building a fully killable team. All right, this champion increased ally protection in faction wars, and they've told you why this champion is best used. Faction wars. By just giving her the aura, you just exactly know where they expect you to use this champion, and that's in the faction war, where she will be useful definitely. But I don't see her being used in anywhere else outside the faction war, because we prefer our regular frozen banshees who can occult brawlers who can place poisons regularly than a champion like this who is placing poison, bringing Dricus attack on a 3-turn cooldown and then having some conditional stuff. So I'm not trying to discourage you from getting this champion, but in my noob to pro series, this is not a champion I want. I'll go with Razen, I'll go with Terrell, I'll go with a lot of players who have that decrease attack, who have lifesteal, who don't even need continuous heal, right? So she is gonna be a faction war champion in my books. Let me know if I'm wrong about my first assessment of this champion. I'm not going to go into RazelVarg because we already talked about him in a previous video, but if you're going for this fusion, let me know in the comments. But if you're not, also let me know in the comments. How are you gonna approach this fusion plan? I'm also looking forward to hearing from you about that. Are you going for the summon rush, or you're skipping out on that summon rush for the epic and going all the way to complete every other thing? Help me hit like in this video if you liked it, I guess, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel for more daily raid Shadow Legends content. Later, guys.